So you want to know what it's like to be vegan? Well, let me just make some breakfast and I'll show you. So what's it like to be vegan? Well, I have spent numerous hours researching veganism, and the amount of contradicting health articles I have came across online is just ridiculous. There is so much nonsense on the internet, so I hope that this video will help bring some clarity to you and actually be useful. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the environment or the ethics of a vegan diet, as I have already covered that in a separate video. Instead, I'm going to be talking about the physical and the psychological effects of the diet, and also give you a few tips if you ever want to give it a go. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I reckon the 6 months of experience that I have had will help give you a good overview of how it could impact your life. I'll start with the psychological impacts, and to be honest, I found it very tough at first. Having to constantly be aware of what you're consuming is very draining. Usually I'm an intuitive eater, which means I will eat when I'm hungry. However, when you first transition over to being vegan, you have to take great care in what you are consuming, as you need to make sure that you don't come across any deficiencies. There are plenty of reliable sources of information that I have attached, if you want to know what you should be supplementing. I reckon it took me about a month to truly settle into being vegan, as this is how long it took me to develop a solid routine. As you saw at the start of the video, every morning I make a smoothie, which I found to be the easiest way to get a lot of my essential vitamins and healthy fats into my diet. A huge positive of becoming vegan is that you become a much better chef, and your eyes are opened up to a wide range of new foods. For example, tempeh is now my favourite food, and I wouldn't have had a clue what it was 6 months ago. On the other hand, it can be quite stressful to be vegan, especially when you live with meat eaters. I live with meat eaters both at uni and when I'm at home, which makes it quite difficult whenever we want to share meals. But the upside is, the longer that you are vegan, the easier it will get. Now, you may be afraid of criticism from friends and family, and this is a valid point, as it is natural human instinct to criticise somebody that is not doing the same as everybody else. However, I found this criticism to be quite funny, as the people that have criticised me personally have never taken the time to sit down and properly research this topic. Now onto some physical changes I have encountered. Now, you may or may not have watched the Game Changers documentary on Netflix, but in this programme they make some very bold statements about the health benefits of being vegan, and they push it to a point where you ask, is this actually true? I want to make it clear that from my own personal experience of being vegan, I have not seen huge changes in my physical appearance. By this I mean body composition and weight. This is probably because I've been following the same exercise routine with the same protein intake and the same calorie intake. Now, the things that I have noticed are my energy levels are drastically improved. I put this down to the increase in complex carbohydrates, but I also put it down to the reduction in meat. The time in which you notice these energy changes is right after a meal. When you consume meat which is high in fat, it takes a while for your small intestine to be able to digest it, making you feel sluggish. However, after consuming complex carbohydrates like beans and pulses, you feel alive and alert. Another thing I have noticed is the reduction in my delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS as it's commonly known. This is the length of time that it takes for your body to recover after an intense workout. Now, my training style hasn't changed, and I'm still pushing for personal bests. The main benefit I have found from this reduction in DOMS is that I am not getting injured as often, as my body is prepared for the session. I put this down to a vegan diet being able to reduce inflammation in the body, due to the rich array of nutrients it has. Finally, during this period I have not came across any colds, and I put this down to the increased amount of antioxidants in my diet. There are a number of other things, such as bowel movements, but I won't go into that. But if you have any questions, be sure to leave me a comment or message me on Instagram. I will finish with my main tips if you are going to go for it. Firstly, do your research. Don't just say I'm going to go vegan, as I can guarantee you will give up in a week, and you will do more harm than good. Secondly, enjoy meat substitutes now and then, but aim to get rid of these from your diet and transition over to a fully plant-based diet, and only then you'll see the true benefits. Finally, know that being vegan isn't everything. On this channel we show you what is being done from around the world to solve our environmental issues, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested in that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.